Hello everybody, Jeremy here, and today I would like to show you Real Racing 3 for Android. This is a game that has gotten itself mixed up into a little bit of controversy because of its in-app purchasing system. That's a pretty normal thing these days, but this is kind of a unique case because Real Racing was developed by a company called the Fire Monkeys, which is a combination of two studios, one called Firemint and the other studio called Iron Monkey. That combination studio was purchased by EA not too long ago, right when Real Racing 3 was announced, and up until maybe about a few weeks or so before the game came out, we learned that it was going to be free to play. And because EA is involved in it, we immediately thought, oh god, they're going to do something that's going to screw it up. It's going to be, the type of game where you have to either wait for a long time to play, or you're going to have to pay a lot of money to continue to play. And we just wanted to see what kind of things they were going to throw in there to screw up the gaming experience this time. So I wanted to go over this game, and based on what you see here, you can decide if you want to put this on your device that takes up almost 2 gigabytes of space, and see if the in-app purchasing system is something that you just do not want to contend with. So far, I've been playing this game for maybe about 2 hours. The in-app purchases have not been all that bad, but then again, it could get a lot worse down the line. I can't really say right now, but let's just get into the nitty-gritty of this. So Real Racing 3 is a racing game. It uses real licensed cars in real world locations, and you just basically just race around them. There is a social networking integration built in through Facebook so that you can compete against your friends, and the unique thing is every car that you see, every one that you race against, is actually a ghost of a real player. So even though you may not be playing with a real person at that point in time, that actually is a real person somewhere, or at least it was. So let me just show you some of the things that you can do here. You can see now I'm in the Pro Am World Series here, and I'm doing the Pure Stock Challenge. And here are all the different events that you can go to. If we just start from the beginning, we start with the Pure Stock Challenge Superfly Speed Trials. When you first start out, you get to choose which car you want. You have to buy those cars, and you use those cars using the in-app currency, which I'm just going to say, I don't know, racing dollars, R-bucks, whatever you want to call it there. And then you just go into these different tiers of races earning trophies. And the more trophies you get from getting first, second, or third place, you unlock even more events. You can choose to buy your way in if you want, but typically the races that I played have not been so difficult to make me want to do that. So I just want to get into one race right now. This is an elimination race, and I can choose from 2 cars that I purchased previously. I have this Ford Focus right here. If I can just get this off the screen, they're trying to get me to install things. I don't want to install upgrades, so we'll get to that later. Anyway, whatever. I am going to choose this yellow Sylvia car right now. This is the first car that I purchased, and I have upgraded the engine, I've upgraded the tires, I've upgraded the drivetrain, I've upgraded everything I could upgrade, at least to 1 tier. So one of the big things about Real Racing is the graphics that it presents as being like some of the best graphics in a mobile game. And that's true in a lot of aspects. However, based on the videos and things that I've seen, I think that the iOS version was given a slight edge. I think it looks a little bit better on iOS than it does on Android. There's still a little bit of jaggy jankiness going on with Android. But enough of that for right now. Let's just get to the race. So there's many different types of races in this game, and this one is an elimination, which means every 20 seconds a racer will be eliminated. Whoever's in last place will be eliminated. And I'm just going to try to stay out of that as often as I can. There's a few different driving styles in this game. You can go full-on manual, in which you control the acceleration and the braking, or you can do what I'm doing, which is letting the game auto accelerate for me, and it's also braking for me as well. It's kind of just making up his own mind of how slow I need to go in order to turn this corner. I notice for some people, you know, that may be taking the easy way out, making the game a little bit too easy. But you know, for me it works. Touchscreen controls are not the best when it comes to games like this, and if I can make this whole experience a little bit easier for me while keeping it fun, then that's exactly what I'm going to do. Oh god, no, I don't want to do this. So there are different types of control modes that you can do for this. By default, turning is done by tilting your device, but you can turn that off in the settings, and you can implement like what I'm doing here, just tapping on the right side of the screen in order to turn right, and tapping on the left in order to go left. And this is, you know, the style that I've grown accustomed to, and the style I think I'm going to keep using for the duration of this game. It looks like I'm pretty far ahead right now, so I can just use this time to talk about the damage system. Near the beginning of the race, you see I got really close to those other cars, and you know, we were banging each other up. And you gotta kind of be careful with this game, because when you take damage, you're going to have to pay to repair that damage, because that damage has adverse effects on your car. It can make your acceleration speed decrease. It can mess up your how efficient your brakes work. It can mess with your overall top acceleration speed. And when that happens, you have to repair the car, and you repair the car using the in-game currency that you get. I heard that before this game was released to the public, it took real-world times in order for you to repair the damage. So, you know, if your bumper was broken, then EA will want you to wait a long time to fix the bumper. But repair times appear to have been taken out. But who knows? That could be brought right back in. So I just won that race, and I got myself 3 tokens, I guess, and that's like the premium currency of Real Racing 3, and that goes alongside with the actual dollar amount that you can use. These coins are used to basically speed up progress, and I'm going to show you the repair system right now. So you see I have some repairs that I have to do right here. So when I click on this, it says that I have headlight damage, and I also have muffler damage, and that has a bad effect on the performance of my car. So it's going to cost me $35 to repair the headlights, $140 to repair the muffler. I have $37,195, so I'm just going to go ahead and repair those. And you know, those repairs happen instantaneously, and that's good. However, when it comes to servicing your car, doing things like, you know, fixing the tires or changing the oil, these are things that are going to take time. So in order to service my car, you can see my engine needs to be serviced, and it's taking 3.5 miles per hour off of my top speed. So I can decide to repair that, and it's going to take me 15 minutes in real world time to repair the engine. So I say go ahead and service it, and I either wait 15 minutes to play this game again, put it down, go do something else, and the notification will let me know when it's ready, or I can spend 4 of those premium tokens to get it done right now. I'm not going to do that. So I'm going to go back to the main menu, and here they are trying to get me to spend more of my in-game currency, but we'll just buy the car later. Now fortunately, I purchased a second car, so while that car is getting serviced, I can always use my other car in order to conduct all my racing. Downside to that is, if you haven't put much love into that other car, then you probably won't perform as well in races, because you haven't really tweaked it the way that you need to in order to win a race. So we're going to go to this next race here, and while this car is currently being serviced, we would have to pick my Ford Focus here. But you know, before I do that, I'm going to go to the upgrade system. One thing that I do like, I don't like the in-app purchases, but you know, one of the things that I do like about this game is that at least it tells you up at the top how much time remains in your overall repair times and your installation times. And also, when you buy a car, you have to wait for that car to be delivered to you. So that's another thing. So we can go to upgrades, and we're upgrading my my Focus here. So you can see for 4,600 racing bucks, I can upgrade the engine, and then as I upgrade the engine, these are the different tiers that that I can upgrade. So 0 out of 4 for the engine, 0 out of 3 for the drivetrain, 0 out of 2 for the brakes, and 0 out of 2 for the tires and the wheels. So if I want to just upgrade the engine, spend $4,600, I go ahead and do that, and it's going to take a minute and 55 seconds, basically 2 minutes altogether, in order for it to upgrade my car. And of course I can speed that up if I want to. For the sake of the video, I'm just going to speed it up. So there, it's instantly installed. Yeah, that was one of the things that people were getting hung up on, because when I would service my car in the beginning, it took 5 minutes. Now it's taking 15 minutes. I'm not sure if the more advanced your car is, the longer it's going to take for you to repair it, but that's how it appears to be at the moment. So let's just jump into another race. We're going to do the Cup Silverstone. There's also drag races that you can get into, in which you have to manually shift in order to go faster in the drag race. There are just typical, go around the track 3 times or whatever. You saw the elimination. That's a pretty fun one as well. There's one where you have to beat the top speed that's on the stage, so it might be like 163 miles per hour in order to rank 7th, and then you blow past that. In order to make it to 6th place, you have to go to 168 miles per hour. You just try to go as fast as you can in order to rank as high as you can. So I have no idea how this car is going to perform. I bought it, really haven't done anything with it, but we are going to see. You see these little icons above the players' heads there? Well, I think that says Jody, and that's an actual real person. May not be playing at this exact moment, but they were playing at some point in time, and this is exactly what they did when they played. So if you have friends on Facebook that are playing Real Racing 3, for some reason Origin is not implemented, at least not in the Android version, you can challenge them. You can get more. You can win more in-game currency by defeating them, and just seeing your friend's picture, right there, knowing that you're about to pass them. That I kind of like the little social element that was built into this game. If you don't have Facebook, that is kind of a bummer, because that's not for everyone. That's why I wish that Origin was implemented into this, even though Origin is not that good either. But it at least doesn't force you to join up with a social network that you may not care about. Oh God. So, the more damage I do to my car here, the more it's going to cost to repair it, and ultimately, the longer I'm going to have to wait in order to play again. So it just kind of encourages you to be a lot. Come on, get out of the way, guy. To be a lot more careful with your driving, which apparently I am not doing. I have every chance in the world to get first place on this map, and I'm just screwing it up, and that's entirely my fault. Yeah, so some people are worried that eventually EA is going to bring back those repair times for, typical cosmetic damage on the car. And I really hope that it doesn't. If there is going to be a huge wall that I can run into if I don't spend money, so far I haven't seen it. Like I said, I've been playing this game for about a couple of hours, and the initial thought of having a free-to-play system implemented by EA of all companies is irritating as hell, because I just think they're going to put me over the barrel and really restrict me. And if you play The Simpsons Tapped Out, you know what I mean. It just takes forever to do anything if you don't spend money. So I was really worried about Real Racing 3, because it was such a well-received franchise before big publishers got involved. But based on my couple of hours of experience, if I didn't know any better, I'd say they were trying to damage my car. Based on my couple of hours of experience with this game, I have not gotten to that point where in-app purchases have proven to be a horrible hindrance. Now, if it gets to the point where I'm going to have to wait an hour for my car's oil to be changed, that will be an entirely different story. But you know, it is free, so I guess the only thing they're taking away from me is my time and storage space. So as soon as I finish up this race here, what place? I'm in 14th place. And that, oh, that's terrible. That just proves that this car needs to be upgraded, because this ain't gonna work. I need my Sylvia back. So yeah, only reason why I bought this car is because the game said, hey, it's 20% off and you got the money for it. So I said, okay, game, I want to build out my garage. And now, ugh, should have just put that towards upgrades, because this car is terrible in this point of the game. That's hilarious. It's like a, oh god, like a little tiny tower guy. That's his avatar. That's cool. So yeah, I did absolutely horrible in this race, and who knows, maybe they'll still throw some money my way. Oh no, you don't, buddy. I'm not getting in 14th. There we go. There are different camera angles that I didn't experiment with right now. You can have a cockpit view as well as the third-person view of the car, but I did not do that. So I won't be surprised they didn't give me anything. So once you're done, you can share it with friends on Facebook. Say, hey, guess what I just raced? You can retry it, which I'm not going to do because it's going to be terrible. Jackknife is a great name, by the way. Or you can just go ahead and continue, and that's exactly what I'm going to do. And whoop-de-doo, I have repairs to be made. So my front bumper, headlight damage, my radiator, and my front windshield is all banged up. You can kind of see some of the cosmetic damage on this car. I can't move around, but it does look just a little bit janky. But yeah, let's go back to the main menu, and we're gonna wrap up this video because yeah, I think it's a pretty basic look at Real Racing 3. You know, for what it is, you know, it is a good-looking game. It's a great-looking game. I wish it looked as good as it does on iOS, but it doesn't. But you know, it's still a very good-looking game. On the Nexus 7, it does control very well. It's very smooth. There was some stutteriness that I've experienced occasionally, not really that big of a deal, but it is there, and I think this game is worth checking out. You know, don't let the thought of in-app purchases completely throw you, because like I said, from me playing this game, they haven't stopped me from doing anything. Yes, I know I have to wait 15 minutes in order for this car to be repaired, and if it needed even more service repairs on it, then you know the wait time would have been even longer. So that can tick you off, you know, and I completely understand. I do not advocate doing this. I wish that we can get back to the days where, you know, you pay $4.99, $5.99 for a game like this, you know, maybe even a little bit more, and just play as much as you want and not have to worry about, you know, in-game purchases. At least not for things like playing. Cosmetic appearances, yes. New cars, sure. But, you know, it's a very slippery slope. And EA makes a lot of money from this. You know, $23 million on The Simpsons Tapped Out in the third quarter of 2012 on iOS all by itself. So when they're bringing in that kind of money, that proves that people are willing to pay for this stuff. And from those people, the few whales that decide that they're going to spend $100 for a virtual car or for something, those are the people that keep these things going. So if you don't like it, you know, it's like they say, you know, vote with your wallet. Don't support it. But unfortunately, guys, I think that we are outnumbered by the people who want to. So if you wanted to buy gold, here are the prices. You can get free gold by completing offers like downloading apps or signing up for different services. You can buy 10 for $2. You can buy 30 for $4. You can buy all the way up to 1,000 gold for $100 if you want to do that. And you can also just buy, you know, real racing dollars from $199 for 50,000, which is enough to get you probably like a low tier car, all the way up to 5 million for $100. There are people who are going to spend that. So if you're one of them, good on you. Glad you're having fun. If not, just be prepared to wait. That's the way things are. It's not the greatest way to play games, but it's where we're headed in the future, and we're already there now. So that's all about Real Racing 3, guys. You for what it is, it's still an enjoyable game. I think you should check it out. It's just to see what you're missing out on. So next time, I'm Jeremy, and I'll see you in my next video.